Hi, this is a brief video that outlines the upcoming persuasive speech. If you remember in Module 9 we talked about persuasive speaking and we really established it as something that's twofold. A few weeks ago you did an indictment speech practice round. Then you gave your indictment speeches. Now, here we are in the propositional speaking round practice week. And what you're doing is you are building on the topic that you used for your indictment speech. Yes, I want you to roll with that same topic. Don't see that as a limitation. See that as a way to help yourself. You've already been in the trenches. You've already done some of the important research for that topic. You already are very familiar with it. Use that to your advantage. So in Module 12, you are going to practice. Again, you're going to go through the same process, and I'm going to outline that here. So let's actually first begin with that process. By now, you're an old pro, but I want to remind you that this module, Module 12, actually bleeds into Module 13. You have an initial draft of your speech that's due by the Friday of this module, Module 12. Again, as always, if these dates don't line up with the semester that you're in, don't freak out. This is just a template that we use for each semester. The feedback that you need to provide to your partner must be submitted to them by next Tuesday. Now that bleeds over into this module, so be sure that you're minding those small details. Next, a summary of their feedback and your plan to improve is due by Thursday of this week, Module 13, and then the final propositional speech and outline is due by the Sunday of this week. So although this is Module 12, most of the assignment due dates bleed over into Module 13. Please make sure you completely understand that. I want to walk you through the actual process for the propositional speech. On page 143 in the appendix of your textbook, you can see what this all involves. So I really want you to roll with the topic you used for your indictment. But what I want you to do is now unroll the plan, present the plan, persuade us of your plan to solve the problem that you unveiled in that indictment speech. And I want you to develop that speech to convince the audience that your proposition is the best way to solve the problem you know in the indictment speech. So construct the speech to consist of the two indictments that you used in your previous speech and a plan of action that you're going to use to implement the proposition that you presented in that speech. And then you also need to justify why it's the best. Why does it hail superior than other options? This speech is longer, 6 to 8 minutes. Please make sure that you mind that. You should use note cards, use the required outline format, make sure you have references. All of this stuff is the same, and by now you're a pro. This is really the pinnacle speech. Of all the speeches I grade, I'm going to be the most strict on this one because this is where you show me your level of excellence. As you scroll, you can see a sample outline, again noting that there are references in text that correspond to references at the end. Please make sure that those are evident throughout and that you use full sentences. This is your propositional speech checklist. Make sure you fulfilled everything here as applicable. And then the rubric. Now the rubric I use actually mirrors the indictment rubric online because if you're accomplishing that, you are accomplishing this. So please make sure you see that rubric. You can do that by going into your course. I'm going to use a sample old course. Forgive me for 1 second. Again, you go into, Dropbox, and then you're going to find propositional speech outline where you can pull up the rubric. Again, you're going to have a very detailed rubric that's much like the indictment rubric. Make sure that you use this to gauge where you want to fall. And then you can find my feedback after it's graded in this place as well. Remember, the rubric that's listed here covers both the outline and the speech, even though it's the outline Dropbox. I wish you nothing but the best. I look forward to seeing you continue moving forward with the topic that you've selected for indictment and hearing your solutions. I think you're brilliant. I think you've got great ideas. This is your chance to shine. Let me know what I can do to help. Remember, I'm always here to support you however I can. Go, be well, and have a fantastic week.